You can never be too cautious when it comes to the safety of your kids, and some of the things we're going to talk about today could save your child's life. From how they sleep to how they travel, potential hazards lurk everywhere, as every parent knows, and here to guide us is our safety mom, Alison Rhodes. Alison, thanks so much for coming.
Thank you.
We're talking about an actual week here, a safety week.
We are. It's National Safe Kids Week, and really to bring attention to everything that happens. As you said, all of us are worried about our kids, and we really need to think about those things we can do to help protect them.
And tell me how you got involved with this. What led you to this?
Well, unfortunately, my whole mission was born out of tragedy. My first child died of sudden infant death syndrome in 1997, and I felt compelled to do something to help save children's lives. And right now, SIDS is unpreventable and unpredictable, but childhood accidents are the leading cause of death for children. So I said if I can educate parents and educate moms and really get them smart about safety, I would have done something in honor of my son.
And is this one of those things that most parents don't know, or they're just too busy and they don't get around to doing things that they think, oh, maybe I should block off that staircase, but I just haven't had a chance to do it?
Well, you know, it even starts before then. You know, parents spend an inordinate amount of time planning their nursery and buying clothes and planning on the layout, and they don't think about childhood safety. And there are a lot of things you can do even before you bring your child home from the hospital to ensure their safety. So we want to look at those things that you can have in place even before the baby comes home to ensure their safety.
And one of those things is this cord blood collection kit. Tell us about this.
Well, you know, it's really amazing. A lot of parents don't know that brain injuries are the leading cause of disabilities and death for children in the United States. Over 1 million brain injuries occur every year with children. And research is finding that the stem cells from a baby's cord blood can actually induce healing in the nerve and brain cells.
And so where do you get one of these?
Well, you really need to start thinking about this in your second trimester, in your third trimester, really even your first trimester. You want to bank your baby's cord blood. But you know what? This is something that even if the last minute you can call cord blood registry, they can have a kit in the delivery room for you. It's a really good way to have peace of mind. You don't know what's going to happen in the future, and this is an insurance kit.
And what does something like this cost?
This starts, you know, it's $2,000 initially, and then you have your banking of around $95. But there are ways to pay for it. There are plans. There are even plans for people who can't afford it, where there are issues where there's health issues that run in their family. Wow. So it is affordable, but again, it's insurance for your baby.
That's a great baby shower gift. And this is where so many accidents happen for children in the crib. Tell us what's important for parents to know when they're thinking about it's more than the comforter or the sheets.
It is, and SIDS is the leading cause of death for children 1 month to 1 year of age. This crib needs to be absolutely empty. No comforters, no blankets, no even bumper pads. And you really need to think about these SIDS risk reduction tips. As I said, SIDS is unpreventable and unpredictable, but First Candle SIDS Alliance is a great resource to find SIDS risk reduction tips, as well as having your baby back on their back to sleep.
And the sleep sack is one of the things you talk about.
The sleep sack is wonderful. Instead of having a blanket, a sleep sack is a wonderful thing to wear. But the one thing that you should have in the crib is an infant movement monitor. This is a wonderful device. It's highly sensitive, and if the baby stops moving for any reason for more than 20 seconds, an alarm will go off and alert you. And you know what it's like when you bring home your baby, you're never sleeping. This is a Baby Sense 5. It just gives you a little bit more peace of mind and helps you get a little sleep when you're up all night.
And I think this is hard, especially for like grandparents. They think, oh, throw a teddy bear in there, what's the big ordeal? But this is really, it's just for sleeping. This shouldn't be an entertainment area.
Exactly, and we've seen that with celebrities where they have these beautiful things in the crib. You really need to keep it empty. That's the way it should be.
And over here, this is the bane of every parent's existence, but also such an important safety issue, is the car seat. Getting in and out of the car seat.
Well, and you know, it's really confusing. There's so many different car seats, and a lot of parents don't know. 80% of car seats are installed improperly. You really need to check with your local police precinct. They usually have one officer who's certified in car seat installation. You'd be surprised how many dads show up at the hospital without the car seat even installed.
Right, and you have to have the car seat now before you leave the hospital, right?
You absolutely do, and you need to show the nurse that you have it installed properly. And the other thing you need to keep in mind is children need to be rear-facing 20 pounds and 1 year, not just 20 pounds. So that's important.
What's the biggest mistake you see with people in their car seats?
The biggest mistake is not installing them properly, and I still see parents putting their children in the front seat. The safest place is in the middle of the back seat. That's really where kids need to be riding.
And again, anybody who's going to be driving your child needs to really know and make sure they can put this in properly.
That's
so you
right.
need to tell your grandparents. grandparents or the babysitters, whoever, right?
And make sure that that car seat is buckled right up here.
And tight, a little bit snug. Okay.
Exactly.
And this is the cleanest car seat I've ever seen. No
Well,
cherries
thank
in
you.
it. And over here, we're talking about summertime. People are going to be out at the pool.
That's right.
This
That's
is
right.
so important.
Drowning is the second leading cause of accidents for children 1 to 14 years of age. If you have a pool, if you have a spa, it needs to be completely encircled and with a fence around it. I really like this one from Baby Guard because what happens is it has a self-closing and self-latching gate, so you've got some peace of mind, not only for your children, but the kids next door who might be coming into your pool. But on top of that, you need to have the layers of safety. You need to have an alarm in the pool, and you need to have an alarm on your door, so that if your door is open, the first thing you do is you check if your child is in that pool.
And one of the things we were just talking about is some of the cleaning systems in the pool can be really dangerous.
Well,
you really
yeah.
need to check those out.
Exactly. It's actually the suction in the pools. You really need to check. A lot of drowning incidents happen when children are sitting on the suction and they get sucked in, and they get pulled under.
They can be that powerful, and even a residential pool.
Especially residential pool.
Okay, okay. And then over here, living in the city, we see these everywhere.
Right. But even in residential homes in the suburbs, you know, we talked about setting up the nursery. It's not just about having the right things in the crib. It's the positioning of the furniture. You want to make sure that the rocking chair, the crib, any of those things are not under a window where, God forbid, they can climb up and fall out the window. But even so, have window guards on any of the windows above the first floor in your house.
And these are very inexpensive, right?
They are. You
Yeah.
can install them yourself. It's great to have for the first few years when they are getting up.
Thank you so much for all these tips.
you.
These are so good to know, and if you just take a few minutes, then you're not crazy later. And if you're looking for some good general safety tips and more information, you can check out Alison's website. It's safetymom.com. You can also check out safetykids.org. I want to thank you so much for joining us, and thanks for watching us on GMA Now. Go to abcnewsnow.com and click on GMA Now for more information.